it's time for, Wednesday comics. Not too excited about these three titles. They're not awful. Well, one in particular, perhaps. Not awful, but just not very good. But once again, World's Finest, for the most part, has been consistently probably the best title that DC can offer. Every now and then you get something pretty good. Well, Green Lantern turned out pretty good. The only problem is it keeps getting interrupted by all the damn events. So, yeah. So anyway, 31 for World's Finest. And Dan Mora was not available, too busy drawing Absolute Power, But Gutierrez steps in and does a good job. Not on the same styling of Dan Mora, but is a good artist for this and has his own style. And not quite, but almost kind of Kyle Baker-like. But that's the thing. When you're following on a really great artist like Dan Mora, you're going to have to get somebody who's really good in their own right. And for this, they achieved it. And I like this little nugget here where it's not quite the same as the original Justice League Satellite, but it's closer to it than some of the others they've had over the years. And it just says, some years ago. I mean, I don't know. I'd be fine if they just admitted that this is all another universe unto itself, and then everything else just collapses into ruin. And you make a new DC built out of this take on the characters. Would probably go a lot better for them than what they're doing. They're going to have another soft reboot for the main line and then Absolute DC, which so far it doesn't look good. But hey, we'll see, right? So Justice League Satellite some years ago. One punch. That's it. Lantern asks you details on how you, the mighty man of steel, stopped friggin' the Turno the immortal giant from totaling Metropolis, which should have been the slobber knocker of the century, a battle of epic legend. And your answer is one punch. Cool story, Soups. And he's just, yeah? Well, in case you didn't know, this is Superman. Giggle, tee-hee. And the other league members, just like in the good old days. There they all are, All right. It was a right hook. Good Lord, how are you a writer? Ready. How are we doing on time? The moon will be in position in approximately 1 minute. The atom has polarized the viewport in order to allow direct viewing of the sun without any retinal damage. Big deal. You're a riot. Pretty cool perk of having a satellite headquarters, a total solar eclipse, and we've got the best view of anyone. Just wait until we shut off the bridge lights. Ready for the amazing? 3, 2, 1. Dun-dun. Wow. Watching an episode of Heroes. So there you go. They get to see the eclipse. And they're just going to take Red Tornado's word for it that their retinas won't be damaged. Of course, Superman would be fine, but the rest of them, well, anyway, spectacular. You roam the universe. Don't you see cooler stuff every day for breakfast? There's always magic in the stars, Ralph. Tell him, Hal. Hal? Oh no, Eclipso. Well, the cover should have been a dead giveaway, but there you go. They're all taken over by Eclipso. But that's not happening in the moment. We got to jump back 24 hours earlier. How did this happen? So here's Clark Kent's exclusive to the Daily Planet. Let's see how good or bad a writer he is. Today in the California desert, humankind took a giant leap into the future. With funding from forward-looking tech giants like Wayne Enterprises, Queen Industries, and Cord Industries, along with the help of the Justice League Yeah, superpowers goes a long way to make this a reality. So there's the deal. They're building solar panels, and they're going to make a whole solar paneled city, and able to produce the energy source for the city and all that. Turns out the guy mapping this out and working on it was once upon of Eclipso, and all the pressure's getting to him because his plan doesn't really work. I'm surprised they put that in the story. And due to the stress and anger and all that, he succumbs to Eclipso once again, and Eclipso ultimately takes over at least half of the Justice League. So there's a problem there, isn't there? That's right. How's it gonna go? Well, we all know they survived because this is all stories in the past. But the fun's in the details, I suppose. So anyway, it's an okay issue. And again, usually when you have a great artist, the stand-in artist is just nowhere near their level. And here they picked a pretty good choice, in my humble opinion. Very different from Dan Mora, but still pretty good. Meanwhile, the reason Dan Mora is too busy for World's Finest, he's doing Absolute Power. So it looks really good. The art's fantastic. But, well. So, Amanda Waller's taking over the world. The heroes are on the run. Same thing. 3 issues in. Gateway City. Can anyone hear me? Anyone? Wonder Woman? Flash? I know I should have stayed low, but I saw people in trouble, and I had to do something. But no sooner did I step in against the fearsome 5. This is Hawkgirl talking, by the way. Then we all got depowered by one of the Wallers of Meat Zones. Apparently she started collecting supervillains now, too. Well, you think she would have started there first. But anyway, I stepped into the crossfire. Well, that's what happens. Now you can't do jack squat for anybody. You weren't careful, Hawkgirl. Mammoth and I both got away, but just barely. Please, is there anyone listening? Anyone at all? Yeah, Amanda Waller's guys. So I guess that's it for Hawkgirl and Mammoth. He's still a big dude, but I guess he's not super strong anymore. I don't know. Meanwhile, at Waller headquarters on Gamora Island, remand the villains back to their remand the villains back to their respective prisons. With a few exceptions. The Supermax is reserved for the do-gooders. Still nothing on the Fortress refugees. The Super Sun is searching the globe at super speed. It won't be long before the survivors show themselves. Oh, wait, that's Brainiac Queen. Well, whatever. Amanda Waller, Brainiac Queen, in case you didn't know. And your task force? And this is Phil Safe. I don't know why it could have been Robobat. But anyway, fast approaching a 100% apprehension rate on both heroes and villains. Some of the units, particularly Jadestone and Velocity, are becoming marginally less responsive for some reason. If it continues to be an issue, I will remote activate a partial reset. Until then, you and Brainiac Queen start overseas operations. My little girl is hungry. So, that's her little girl, I guess. So meanwhile, on Paradise Island, where the heroes are holding out because, the rest of the world can't find the island or see it. Where are we? Rise slowly, Doctor. Our escape from the fortress was narrow, and the suddenness teleportal travel was stressful, but we are safe for the moment, as you can see. See? A red tornado, is it? Amazo tagged this old blind man good. My power was the ability to see through special lenses. Without it, well, I'm not much use to anybody. I hear you. Without my airwave helmet, I'm just some kid from Texas. Where does that leave me? Alive. Did I hear Nightwing? We've already lost Dreamer. I need everyone else to stay hopeful and give their all today. That's how we take back what's ours. Mr. Terrific got us to safety, Doctor. Though I do regret that you're missing out on an amazing sight. The Amazons here are smoking. We're on Themyscira, island of the Amazons. Queen Nubia. Yeah, she's queen now for, the reason. Not happy to find us all dumped on her lawn, but, well, if she wants to lose the war, then she's going to then I guess we'll leave, huh? Yeah, anyway, especially given that the Amazons are still wanted by the U.S. government thanks to Tom King taking over Wonder Woman and turning her into a terrorist. And we don't want any more trouble, but Wonder Woman and Wonder Girl, one of them anyway, managed to buy us a few hours of goodwill from Queen Nubia's council. The council? I mean, she just went to Nubia. Hey, can we stay? Well, all right. There you go.
I do not understand. Why teleport us from one hostile environment to another?
When you have seconds to choose, Barta, you call an audible. I picked a place with supernatural cloaking that Kryptonian powers can't detect. In fact, this island is suffused with magic. Trust me. Well, I mean, no, they don't understand it's a magic island. I mean, well, whatever.
Superman's son, now hunting us. How in Zal's name do we take him down?
With extreme prejudice. Flash, do you still have the kryptonite from the fortress? I do, but then hand it over. It's him or us now. Stop! That kid is clearly being manipulated by the Brainiac Queen. He's a casualty of war, not an enemy. He can kill us with a glance. He can also be saved. Terrific and I have a
plan. No! I have stared too often into the eyes of death.
With all respect to his father, the boy will end us unless we end him. For this discussion is closed. We will deal with him your way, despite I'm looking into the eyes of death so many times. But provided you have one. But whatever blood he spills is yours alone to account for. This we swear. So noted. And that's it. That's all you get. Oh no, will they have to kill John Kent? What do you think? So they have a plan. Oh boy, and Cyborg John Kent doesn't understand what he's flying into. Plus, Failsafe gave you a clue as to how this is all going to fall apart. And also, there's a guy who knows how to get their powers back. Yeah. But, again, it's in the details as part of the enjoyment. But, it's not, again, it's not awful, but, it's just another event. And I mean, the last page gives you a look at why this is, a tease as to the final issue will explain, obviously, of course, how this will involve multiverse shenanigans and result in an absolute alternate universe. So, you're all caught up on that. Meanwhile, over at Marvel, not a lot going on. So, kind of forgot about Hulk because despite it having an interesting and good narrative, it's very repetitive and dragging on and on. So I think I missed issue 16. I can't even remember. But it doesn't matter. Didn't really need it. He's got to save Charlie from her being trapped inside a doll. And he's walking into a trap himself. There you go. That's the whole story. Opens up in Vegas, where these two girls wanted to become stars, and they're upset to the point of doing themselves in. Gee, I wonder what they did that upset them pursuing stardom, Of course, these days you could stay home and do it. But anyways, strange way to see the strip, says some sleazy dude. Stay back, leave us alone. Interesting accent, is it? I don't know. Upper Northwest, what brought you two would do the desert so far from home? We wanted to be in the movies. This guy said he was going to put us in a movie. That's all we wanted. Sniff, sniff. But we just wanted the whole world to see us, to love us. Yeah. Well, they probably did. Anyway, there's the truth. There are others like you here. Oh, yeah, lots. People who pursued greatness, be abused or cast aside. If you could trust a stranger just one more time, something even worse will happen. Yeah. Well, they go down below, and oh, good Lord, it's a satanic cult. Yeah. Well, I'll give you what you came for. There are caves down here in Vegas. These caves go on for miles. Not all of them have been explored except by us. The natives who lived here before us kept them sacred and filled them with their treasures. So it skips ahead so you don't see what happens, but it ain't good. Oh, that's the last review page I have from Comic Book Rundown. Well, there you go. You're all caught up. And so Hulk shows up trying to save Charlie and encounters the eldest. So we're finally getting to the big bad. What is this, 17 issues in? Yeah. It was interesting to pursue the horror element for a Hulk story. And I wouldn't mind if they continued with it, but it's the same story over and over again, mostly. Yeah. So sooner or later they'll resolve it, I guess. You know, I suppose it's questionable as to whether Charlie gets saved or not, but I'm guessing she will. Probably will have some sort of powers of her own after this and go off to be another Young Avenger character or something like that. Who knows? But anyway, it's unnecessarily long and kind of bored me out of the title. So, yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'll get the next issue. But then again, I might just forget again and not get it at all. Yeah, it's too bad. So that's that. There, I read some mainstream books. Yeah, how about that? Yeah. Anyway, yeah, once again, we're all caught up.